Welcome to the first webinar presented by NKU's Development and Alumni Relations. Today's topic is your personal budget. We are pleased to have Carol Rogers-Rivir, who is a financial advisor with AXA Equitable Financial. She has earned her MBA and Certified Financial Planner credentials. We are also joined by Kyle Higgason, Director of Gift Planning at NKU. He came to NKU with 26 years of financial planning experience and has earned his MBA. Together, they have 48 years experience in the field. Carol and Kyle, we are pleased to have you here and look forward to sharing your thoughts regarding our personal budgets.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Being the best you that you can be requires that you build and implement a solid financial plan. When I think about the future, I would rather have the ability to help my grandchildren buy their first car than to see them struggle. I'd rather retire and maintain my lifestyle than to have to drastically make changes to my spending. I hope to be able to afford the care that I will need when I need it. For me, having a financial plan is not about cars, homes, boats, or other extravagant items. Instead, it is about having the means to care for my family and their basic needs. Others may view it differently, which is okay. The important thing is that you know what you want. So begin with the end in mind instead of goal, because a goal without a plan is just a wish. You're more likely to reach a goal if you can see it clearly in your mind's eye. Once I had a client who told their spouse that they're putting too much money in retirement investments. The spouse just smiled and looked at me. And I'll share with you, in the 26 years of financial planning, I have never heard a retiree say that they wish they had not saved so much money. I have, conversely, heard people say that they wish they had saved more. Don't let this be you. Start your plan by saving for the unusual event: car trouble, health issues, job loss, etc. Having an emergency reserve fund set aside to cover 3 to 6 months living expenses is essential. Note that this is not 3 to 6 months of income, but 3 to 6 months of living expenses. It is widely agreed upon that financial planning community that the emergency reserve is the place to begin.
So here are the 5 tips for prioritizing savings and paying off debt. The first, the piggy bank. Savings, make sure you pay yourself first. 2, the house. Find a debt strategy that works for you. 3, money. Create a budget and stick to it. 4, work with a financial professional. And 5, use credit wisely. Create a budget and stick to it. Set financial goals, track spending, monitor progress, and make the most out of each dollar going in and out. You will be surprised where your money is going. Pay yourself first. Save automatically by saving a portion of your paycheck directly to savings accounts. And take advantage of employer-matched retirement contributions and programs. This means making sure you're taking advantage of those employer matching programs, such as your 401k, your 403b, etc. Find a debt payoff strategy that works for you. There's the snowball. Pay your smallest debts off first. This works well with a lot of debts on credit cards. There's the avalanche. Pay off the highest interest first, and then the next, etc. That's my favorite. Consolidate cards and get it to the lowest interest rate card. And this is especially helpful. You can call credit card companies to see if they'll lowest your interest rate on that account. And now in today's environment, you may be able to call and see if you don't have to make some payments for a few times. If you don't, make sure that you pay again on those highest rate interest cards or pay one off. So use credit cards wisely. Don't be afraid to use credit cards, but learn to use them to your advantage. Pay your credit card on time and regularly check your statements. You can use them for points for money back to make purchases. You can use it for travel, hotels, etc. But make sure you're paying them off monthly. If you cannot pay them off monthly, use them sparingly. Work with a financial professional. We're here to help break down your financial goals into small, manageable steps. Feel empowered to pursue your goals with our professional guidance by your side. We can help you with your financial goals and help you manage your investments. You might not be ready if you've just started to save for retirement, but once you do have some assets, make sure that you're paying for the help. Advisors will usually save you money in the long run and help keep your goals on track.
Having a budget is a necessity because without it, you may not know where your money is going. Are you spending money monthly on bills such as Netflix, HBO, Microsoft for Fortnite, car insurance, food, gym, or gas? If so, how much? Because these items get tied to our credit cards and paid automatically, we may not know how much we spend on them monthly. A budget will help you be more aware of where your money is going. Is your scorecard, so to speak. It'll help provide you with better control of your money, keep you focused on your goals, save for expected and unexpected costs, and it will help you determine if you can take on more debt.
Here I've created a sample of a budget, and everyone's budget will be a little different. You may want to just start tracking what you're spending and make progress from there. Make adjustments as needed. Excel has a nice budget template that you can use. And now you can actually download different apps in order to set up a budget. And that way, because everybody usually has their phone with them, you could update your budget right there on an app.
More money in, less money out. I know it sounds too easy, but we need to ensure that we have more money coming in and less going out. In other words, we don't want to spend more than we make. By earning more, we have more flexibility with our spending. Now let's take a look at median weekly income by level of education. This chart was put out by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it says that the higher level of education that one attains, the more likely to have greater income. Those with greater incomes generally have more flexibility in their budget planning. Education is a key here. It's a key component to your income level. If you need a new credential, degree, or certificate, consider NKU for your future educational needs. It's my shameless plug there.
Let's look at this example. Victor E. Viking has a job that pays him $50,000 per year. His company matches 401k contributions 100% up to the first 5%. So if he makes contributions of 5% of the annual $50,000 salary, then that's $2,500 a year that he will contribute. The company will then double it to $5,000 in its annual contributions to his 401k. Let's assume that he makes a long-term return of 7% on his money, and we'll use 7%, the 7% number, because it represents a fair average in market returns over the long haul.
So in this example, his $25,000 investment grows to more than $72,000 in 10 years, more than $217,000 in 20 years, and more than $508,000 in 30 years. With this example, it's easy to see that starting early is key to long-term success. This is because of compound interest, which some say is the greatest force in the universe. So let's continue our conversation about compound interest by reviewing this chart. In this chart, you see that $1,000 is the principal investment. Without compounding the interest, the investment grows to $3,000 in 20 years. When you compound the interest, that is, you earn interest on the interest, it grows to over $7,000 in 20 years. Note that this is a 10% per year return. Are you not optimistic that you'll get 10% a year in the financial markets? Well, let's take a look at a little lower rate then. In this example, if you earned 5.5% interest on the weekly investment of $25, you will have $99,000 after 30 years. Again, another example of compounding interest and the effects it can have on investment growth. Can you find that extra $25 a week? I think so, through your budget. If you want to know how quickly your money will double, use the rule of 72. In other words, divide 72 by the rate of interest you expect to receive to estimate the number of years it will take your money to double. So for instance, if you expect to receive a 6% rate of interest, divide 72 by 6, which gives you an answer of 12 years. So your money will double every 12 years. So a $10,000 investment will go to $20,000 in 12 years. It'll go to $40,000 in 24 years and $80,000 after 36 years, and then $160,000 after 48 years. So if you're buying a car and you're looking at a new car versus an old car, does it make sense maybe to spend a little less money on the car and invest the difference? I think so. I encourage you to think about how spending that $10,000 today affects your future wealth.
Here are the benefits of working with a financial advisor. Those who work with a financial advisor have a median account balance of $40,000 versus no financial advisor at $21,000. Confidence in meeting retirement goals were 64% versus 56% of those who did not work with an advisor. Confidence in investment choices were 57% versus 42%. People who work with a financial advisor have an average of $5,016 of annual contributions versus $3,372 of annual contributions. Those who work with a financial advisor increase contributions 24% more frequently than those who don't. Because of the financial advisor, 65% believe balances are higher and 56% say they started contributing earlier. Satisfactions of retirement plans were 72% versus a professional without a professional at 54%. Satisfaction with performance was 59% versus 47% without. And the financial advisor making investment decisions that are best for you, 80% versus 66% without. Basically, this research concludes that education is key to success in addressing your financial goals. So how do you make savings? Do you do a traditional IRA? Do you do a Roth IRA? It really just depends upon how you want your taxes to be done. For example, on a traditional IRA, you don't pay the taxes now, but you end up paying them later. So you're using pre-tax dollars. So $5,000 in a traditional IRA grows to $10,000. You would pay $10,000. You would pay your taxes on the current tax rate of the $10,000. Now, post-tax, which is what the Roth is, if you put $5,000 in the Roth and it grows to $10,000, there's no taxes on that $10,000. So one gives you a tax break now, which is the IRA, and one gives you a tax break later, which is the Roth IRA. So basically, if you want to sit down with a professional, they can help guide you on what process might be the best for you. Set a goal.
Be the best you by creating a plan.
Stick to it.
Don't forget about your emergency reserve. Build it up.
Make sure you prioritize your savings and pay off those debts.
Budget. Know where your money's coming in. Know where it's going out.
Again, more in, meaning more into you in savings and less out to expenses.
Remember the principle of compound interest and the rule of 72.
Get help from a professional.
And this concludes our first webinar. And we hope that you found this beneficial, and we want to wish you many years of successful planning. I just wanted to take a moment and thank Carol for spending some time with us here and helping us with this presentation. Her help and her resources have been invaluable. And Jonathan and Adam from NKUIT for helping us with the presentation as well. And then Amy Wiley from Alumni Relations. So your success is so important to us. Please feel free to view this as often as you like. Feel free to reach out to us with any thoughts, questions, or concerns. And again, we wish you many years of successful planning. Thank you for your time today.
Well, thank you, Kyle. I really appreciate being here today. Go Norris.
Go Norris. Thank you.
Thank you.